were you around when Master P challenged and allegedly beat Michael Jordan in a game of basketball?
I wasn't. I heard about it.
He told me the story on the podcast, and
It
always blew my mind.
Okay.
And he said he was with a guy with Hot Boy tattooed on his face, which now knowing more, having just watched the No Limit Chronicles, it seems like there was probably a lot of people named Hot Boy at that time, so it could have. But there was one particular Hot Boy with it on his face, I believe.
My cousin's name is Hot Boy. I don't know if you have it on his face.
It's crazy because I know a couple Hot Boys too that are definitely not related to this. That's just kind of a common name.
Yeah.
These days, you guys were early on it. So you weren't around for that, but you heard about it.
Yeah, I heard about it. I heard about it. It wasn't quite around for it. But,
right.
Yeah, it was him.
You weren't impressed, or was that mind blowing?
Was it a shooting contest, or was it a
I think they had a little like 2-on-2 or 5-on-5 or something. I forget.
Yep, that's impressive. That's definitely. I heard about it, so I can't put my name on that one, but that'd be impressive though, for sure.
100%. A little skepticism, I sense, but okay. This is something I really wanted to ask about. Is obviously, your brother C Murder has been away for how many years now? You recall?
Too long, man.
Way too long.
I would say about. I think he got out for a year, but total in like maybe 16 years, 17. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When you see Kim Kardashian coming out on Twitter and making a statement telling President Trump that he needs to free former President Trump that he needs to free C Murder, et cetera. What starts going through your head, and how much of a surprise was that to see, probably the most famous woman in America taking a specific interest in your brother's situation?
I mean, I thought, man, at this point, that system down there, whatever help we can get is like, it's okay with me. To me more, and here's what I heard, she really believes in him. Like she's not playing, lawyer. She was working on the case for quite a while with nobody knowing. I think from what I heard, she's only brought it out to attention because they was trying not to suppress evidence. They was trying to suppress evidence, and so she had to use that. But I mean,
because two of the witnesses are recanting their statement as of a couple of years ago, saying that they were basically pressured, forced to incriminate your brother. So
the fact, Adam, like this is true. Like, forget that's my brother. Let's just forget that's my brother for a second. Let's just go on the side of just innocent and guilt, right? That's it. Innocent. Like, I'm talking about, if you read the transcripts, you'd be like, how is he in jail? But it's Louisiana. And so I'm sure Kim probably was a person that was like, oh, he's probably get it. His name's C Murder. He probably did it, whatever, right? If I gave you one paper to read, you'd be like, oh my God, like, how's an innocent person? But it's clearly innocent. I'm talking about the guy who they got the DNA from, evidence, everything, doesn't even match. They got the evidence. You can go look it up. They know who did it, actually. So they won't let them submit it to in court and stuff. But
the person they believe did it is alive?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I mean, pretty much. I'm gonna go on record and not to give any clues out, but let's just say, somebody else totally did it, right?
Right.
So when you see, and here's why I think most people have support no matter what. So let's say if he did it, didn't do it. What most people have to realize is that he really didn't do it, and I think yourself could be like, oh, it's C Murder, he'll be all right. He in jail, he's tough, whatever. But if you read the actual fine print, you would be like, it's injustice, but it's sad because so many other kids and parents gonna have to deal with that being like, listen, it was if everybody in the club say, oh, it was a white guy, 5'3", right? But then you wrestle about somebody 6'4", how injustice would that be? If that'll be really injustice, right? So that's how bad it is on paper. And the system just won't allow him to be free. They threw it out one time, but they picked it back up. Right. But you got to think about it. Not to be a race thing, but it was 12 white jurors that convicted him. So I think, end of the day is I've never seen anything this one-sided. And so anybody with influence looks at it and be like, well, that could be my kid or brother or sister, right? Because it wasn't like, oh, they have no evidence, no forensic. They have nothing that could tie them to it. They don't have a witness, right? So what was you in jail for? Like the witnesses recanted it because they were scared. And, this is a tactic from our city where they scare you, take your kids away. And so I think we have to fight for not only C, I think C's going to be okay. He's going to come home at some point, hopefully soon. But the thousands of kids that was before him, that they could just be like, oh, Adam did it. And then they got 30 years because they can't afford it.
Tactics that they use on kids all the time. It's just, this is a high profile example.
Yeah. And I think he needs to come home based on that to where it could be a level playing field. Because you got some parents, kids who are good kids who look a certain way and they be like, pull them over, put the evidence on them, and they gone. Public defender, never see light of day again. And I think C could be for those people, because the system going to change eventually, but I think he could change it. So, and I think somebody like a Kim probably, what I heard is that she really believes and read it, and she's all into it. So I don't know, all of us could help. All of us done a lot. And I would say myself, I would say P did a lot. I would say everybody did a lot, but that system there is so tough. You need to bring awareness to it. So I feel like that's what it is.
Well, we should definitely hope that Kim Kardashian, now that she's not married to a rapper anymore, that she doesn't lose this fire to help out the rappers.
I don't think so. I think at the end of the day, she wants to be a real lawyer. I think she's doing it for her dad, and that's something she wants to do. So I'm hoping that that's what it is. Not from what I see, it seems like that. So yeah.
Would you describe yourself as still angry about the fact that your brother's had a couple decades worth of his life taken away from him? Like, how do you deal with just the overall feeling of like how unfair this situation is? Like how do you deal with that? Like how do you try to remain in touch with him? Has his mental state for the most part stayed pretty strong over the years?
So in general, C is a very, very strong person, right? Probably definitely stronger than me, because I would have been, the way he operates, he doesn't let anybody see him stress on it. He'll be like, oh, whatever, I'm good. Only thing about him is that he have kids. And I think the jail probably is not the hard part for him. The time is hard for him. So he got 3 daughters. And he loved them more than anything. So if he could make sure they was okay and stay in, like, he would probably do that. But being in jail and being a person who really loved their kids, that's the part that hurts him the most probably. Everything else, I don't think, besides time going by, probably is not anything that he has to worry about as far as that. They love him for being real, but at the same time, we want to see him home. Just get back to living, because you got to think about it, when somebody like that is in jail, you doing time with them. No matter, it might seem like you're free, but you worry about him. You want to do stuff for him. So it's one of those things where I'd rather see him free. And it's a toll. It's definitely a toll. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
100%. In terms of what has you motivated these days, I know I was listening to you in another interview. You were talking about how you still tour all the time. You get a lot of opportunities to play and stuff. What are the other things that you're motivated by in terms of your career, in terms of your family, et cetera? Like what are the things that really keep you excited about life these days?
So I'm more motivated now than ever. I think that for a while I was really good, less motivated, because I was like, well, I did almost everything. But then this new stuff comes up now, and it's like, oh, I think I could take it way further, right? So I don't know how much I made, but I think I can make 10 times as much more than I made, right? And so I would think just doing, having products and having a book, having films, touring, business, with my ability to learn the hustle, to know the hustle is priceless. So I think and I'm doing stuff right now that you wouldn't believe. I'm blessed to be able to still be able to do what I'm doing. Right? Like I said, we touring. Shout out to everybody, Mia from Serve, Mercedes, them, Fiend. All those guys. It's been good to be a part of, having the ability to do some other stuff with no limits. So going back to, give them their flowers, you know what I'm saying, and appreciate them as well. Everybody who's with us, man, it's so many. Mac came home, free Mac.
Saw
he's
that.
Mac now. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Mac free now.
Mac free.
Till it's
exactly.
backwards. They
It's
say.
backwards.
Yeah. I heard that a few times before I realized. Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So
sick. Okay. Yeah.
So he's good. It's just it's a good space to be able to do the unthinkable and then be able to give them their flowers while they're here. You know what I'm saying? So